gonna hold on to that for something later. Probably, I can imagine. Oh man. I'm glad to see you well. Though we could roughly place your souls deep as you went, we can neither see nor hear you. The fluctuations in your ether near end. We should bring Goku back? Or Krillin. That guy needs to revive like 5 times. Ask for 5 and so you can revive Krillin every time he dies. You mean to say Hydaelyn is... Oh god, the rabbits are gonna hate me. I killed Hydaelyn. No, there's no time to feel our feelings. We must carry out Hydaelyn's will without delay. We'll find Meteion if that's the last thing we do. If you wouldn't mind handing over the crystal, that is, the fancy navigatory one, to the edge of the universe, where congregates the despair of countless stars. You are determined to see this through. We are. Should words fail us, we will fight to the bitter end. I know that it pains you to accept this. Would that I need ask nothing more of you. Yet we have only 2 means to travel to the great expanse, the moon and Charleon's Ark. I am all too aware that without both of them, there will be no exodus, but I nevertheless beg you to honor the agreement we made. Forum's decision will be honored. You have earned the right to use the ship as you see fit, and I cannot rescind it even if I wanted to. As it happens, I do not and would do all within my power to aid your cause. Good guy Dad now. He's come back around now. Dad. With that settled, might I suggest you rest a while? Proving oneself to Hydaelyn is never easy, and despite our unparalleled genius, we'll need a day to make the necessary calculations. You may as well take advantage of it. You can chart a course through the sea of stars in a single day? Ye gods. Shall we head above ground for some fresh air then? And perhaps a nap? You know? Nap time. The best time. I got level 80 earrings on still. I just remembered that. Wow.
There you are. Some time, indeed, yes. For you, at least.
Hephlideus.
Believe me, I'd meant to get some proper sleep. But here we are, drifting along instead. Well, well, you too. And so we remain, to watch and wonder. Yes, indeed. To begin, we first must see the end.
Whoa. Fast within your arms. That night at the Royal Menagerie in Alamigo. Also, where the hell is Xenos? Oh, that's me. Literally. As I said it.
You will never get what you want. Not even the battle you pine for so dearly. In that transcendent moment, what was it that I sought in you? And what was it that you sought in me?
He's just hanging out. And thus it dawns. The day of reckoning. Whoa. The final day.
How often have we thus assembled? To combine our knowledge and seek solutions to the problems before us.
Back at the Waking Sands, it was all we could do to address the most minor of troubles. Who could have realized what we'd find when we began to look to the sources of the realm's woes?
At the Rising Stones, we made great strides and shared many moments. From the joyous to the sorrowful.
We've had occasion to call other places home too. Be it Ishgard or Kugane, we were fortunate to find sanctuary wherein we might take stock and continue our fight.
I was honored to host this company in the Crystarium, to stand with you all as we confronted the truth of the star itself.
And now from this place, we go to fight the most important battle of all. The Forum has sent word. The Ark is ready.
The Ark is ready.
The Loporrits naturally will be commanding the vessel. They will see the 8 of you to Ultima Thule.
Ultima Thule!
Upon arriving, your objective is to find and vanquish Meteion. As a final formality, the Forum bade me ascertain your resolve. So, are you certain you wish to do this?
We are.
Then, ere you report to Thalmasane, I leave you with these words. You must triumph. What that means will differ for each of you. To make it back home, or to simply avert doom, or perhaps something else altogether. Yet whatever it is that drives you, I have faith in its power to see you through. So please, triumph. Triumph, as we who remain behind believe you will.
Let us be off then.
Wait!
I was gonna say, Tataru didn't even say anything.
Both Kryl and I will be there to see you off, but as your receptionist, I feel I need to say this here. Safe journey, all of you, and be safe.
Oh, that's so nice. You can count on it. Chica Sinjika is ready to send you off with a smile. I suppose where we part ways, for now at least. With that, I had sage words of wisdom to share ere you depart. Mayhap the teaching of Galuf Baldessian will suffice. Surrender not to anger or hatred, he said. Look beyond them, and there find true strength. What one sees beyond is open to interpretation, I think. But for me, it would be the things I cherish most in life. Things I believe in that are worth fighting for. Something to consider as you venture onto the sea of stars. Alpha! His little wave.
All present and accounted for? Good. As you will have heard, the Ark is ready. All that remains is to board and be on your way.
I've seen my fair share of tight shit. This was bloody murder. But we did it. We finished the ship. It's safe, fit for purpose, and looks good to boot. Aye, it's a garland through and through.
I really don't know what we'd do without you. Thank you for everything.
Don't mention it. Ever since that episode with Omega, I've been toying with the idea of starfaring vessels.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
And as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. We've learned a lot, let me tell you. In case you're wondering about payment, the ongoing existence of the world ought to do. But feel free to throw in a colorful recounting of your journey on your return. So, have you thought of a name?
A name? Wasn't everyone just calling it Father's teeny tiny toy boat?
Well, seeing as its purpose has changed, I thought a more eloquent name was in order. I suggested as much to Fortuno, who seemed quite amenable to the idea.
As you know, this vessel is the culmination of heretofore unprecedented collaboration. And though said collaboration is owed to the Scions, there is another whose noble deeds made our work possible. From a fragment of Dalamud, we obtained not only advanced materials such as refined adamantite, but the
Wow.
knowledge to traverse the stars. And this fragment would not have found its way to us had the Archon Louisoix not fought to protect this world. And in so doing, laid down his life. Now that the vessel stands complete, I cannot help but wonder if it was more than mere happenstance. If it was my father's intention to guide us here. In the hopes that his guidance will see you all safely home, I name the vessel after that self-same fragment of Dalamud he delivered unto us. The starship Ragnarok.
Sorry for the wait. I got everyone you asked for, and not a one less.
Thank you, Sickard. Thank you. Gee, whoa! Everyone from the Beast Tribes.
What are you all doing here?
Oh, I invited them. The representatives of those tribes with religious inclinations. You've done a fine job of readying the Ragnarok, but for it to take flight, we'll of course need the power of the Mother Crystal. Given its immense size, however, transporting it would be an absolute logistical nightmare, not to mention we'd need to shatter it into tiny shards for feeding to the engines. But a brilliant idea came to me. We convert the crystal's energy into forms that can transport themselves!
I don't know if I follow.
Thou wouldst employ summoning, or should I say its precursor, creation magics.
Care to explain for our benefit?
Yeah. Help me out too.
As you may have witnessed at Bestways Burrow, the Lopperids are capable of creation magics, which they use to shape the moon's environment. Yet simple though they make it seem, 'tis a highly advanced and exacting art. To perform it correctly requireth that the wielder holdeth the object in his mind's eye in clearest detail.
Hence the ancients' meticulous management of concepts.
Drawing upon this art, the Ascians conceived of summoning as we know it.
Oh.
Derivative that replaceth the complexity of concepts with the simplicity of zealotry to make manifest a creation.
I see. By combining the Lopperids' magics and the tribe's faith, we convert the Mother Crystal into primals of purer form and greater obedience.
Interesting.
Summoning as it was intended, one might say.
Indeed! While Hydaelyn gave us the ability to use creation magics, she forbade us from using it to make anything possessed of a soul, or similar. She didn't say anything about fulfilling the desires of others, though. So, borrowing our friend's faith, we'll create deities using the Mother Crystal's power and send them to the Ragnarok!
Wow.
Am I the only one here concerned about the risk of being turned into a tempered minion?
Oh, right, I was getting to that. From what I've read in Sharlayan tomes, it appears the Ascians incorporated an additional nasty element into their summoning method. The fervent desire to assimilate others into one's belief. Beings thus created are instilled with the self-same desire and use their powers to enthrall people, starting with the summoner. In contrast, our creation magics, the original and the best, except no substitutes, don't incorporate any of that rubbish, so there's no risk of tempering. I mean, if the being was on the scale of Zodiark, you might feel a little tug, but I think we'll be safe enough.
Huh. Interesting.
Truth be told, I do not understand the intricacies of this plan. But none of us would ever turn our backs on you. When the avatars of our faith ran amok, you intervened without decrying we who birthed them. Where others vilified and suppressed us, you offered understanding and friendship. In gratitude, we will share with you the true expressions of our gods. Not malevolent deities, but benevolent saviors.
Alright, you lot, we're heading to the ethereal sea. Stay in sight, else you're liable to get lost.
Lead the way.
Wow. What a concept. What a trip.
May we have a moment?
Yeah.
In anticipation of the day man might journey to the stars, we developed these.
A spacesuit. A cell phone. An iPad.
Portable teleportation devices.
Whoa!
One for each of you, designed to work in tandem.
Even cooler.
Press the button on one, and in a matter of moments, all 8 will activate and send their owners back to the Ragnarok.
That's how we get out quick.
There's no telling what hazards you may encounter. If you find yourself separated or lost, please do not hesitate to use them. Be safe, all of you, and come back.
You as well. I pray you take care.
Looks like everything is in order, so I'll go ahead and board. A few of my fellows will remain to assist with the summonings, but rest assured, the vessel won't want for competent crewing.
If you are ready, then you should board as well. Go, and Godspeed.
Neat! Oh yes, the Lopperates. This is what I commented, gamer mode. They're going, they're calculating, they're ready. Activating. Sleeping way.
Welcome to the bridge, everyone! I hope you have everything, because I can't be bothered turning back.
Ha!
Right then, make yourselves comfortable. We're setting off in just a moment.
It's going down! We're getting on into a big old ship.
It's incredible.
This is Fortuno. Can you hear me?
Wow, he's loud.
The preparations for the summonings are complete.
Oh, I can't wait to see what the summonings are all about too.
In accordance with the 14th phase of the plan, we have moved the Ragnarok to the launch site. The gates are open. You may depart when ready.
Ooh, here we go!
So, are we ready?
Yes, I guess. As ready as we're gonna be.
As ready as we'll ever be.
That's what I said.
Let's get going.
Oh, come on. The burnt-out star's got more fire in its belly. Try it again. with feeling.
Wow, okay. Damn. Called out. Issue the command to launch. I want to do it. I want to be the guy. Sorry, Alpha, no.
Engage!
I didn't realize Sleeping Way had such a deep voice.
Engage!
Whoa, Power Rangers! Yeah! Whoa! Whoa! Star Fox! This is totally the ship from the cover. But like, not really, but like, kind of. Whoa, what is that? Oh, these are the primals, or quote-unquote primals. Oh man, it's Bismarck again. Even the Mool King himself.
That I must carry landwalkers into the sky. I cannot imagine a greater indignity.
Do not sulk so. For thy mighty winds exist not only to buffet and batter. Nay, they may serve also to thrust forth with vigor. Such is thy glory, and thus it is an occasion to rejoice.
I love Susano. Dude.
Let us revel!
That's so awesome. And Bismarck. The third time?
So long as the wind blows freely.
We've encountered him?
All is as it should be in creation.
Yeah, cheer up, Garuda.
I will render unto them a storm, that they may pierce the firmament and fly free!
Whoa! They go in the things! This is like a wormhole? This is so insane. This is Final Fantasy XIV. This is FF14. Whoa, whoa. A couple people just phased in and out for a second there.
Still in one piece? Good. Sleeping Way? Report?
All's well. Fantastic, even.
Thanks to the power of those primals, the engines are roaring and we're ripping along.
We're ripping! Damn!
All values are also within projected ranges. Time to destination is 8 carats. Perhaps 7 at a pinch.
8 carats.
Alright! Let's go over some points of caution.
Yeah.
Our destination, as you know, is Ultima Thule. Lest you wonder, the place is not a star so much as a patch of emptiness. That's the extent of what our equipment could determine, anyway.
A patch of emptiness.
Of Meteion, she's likely used dynamis to obfuscate her location.
So, in conclusion, we'll only know what's there when we get there.
The crew and I will see to it the ship's ready to take off at a moment's notice. We'll support the search as best we can, but it'll be your paws on the ground, assuming there is any. But everything will be fine, I'm sure. Hydaelyn believes in you, so you ought to believe in yourselves. Just don't do anything I wouldn't, like waiting too long to use those portable teleporters of yours. Personally, at the slightest sign of trouble, I'd mash the button to bits, and you should as well.
Understood. We promise to be careful.
Probably for the best.
I suggest you brace yourselves. We're about to arrive, and the vessel will shake a good bit.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What is this? Something is... interfering with the equipment.
What? Oh.
Greetings.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. She found us.
Greetings. Can you hear me?
Meteion.
So this is Meteion.
Oh. Have you met one of my sisters? I don't remember meeting you myself. But I do know that you're from Atheris. Why have you come? All you had to do was wait. I would have delivered to you your ends.
We didn't ask for that.
I don't understand. All life is destined to end. Why choose to prolong your suffering? Effort, ambition, love, they amount to naught. Happiness, should you find it, is inevitably lost. Stolen away by events beyond your control. There is no logic nor meaning in it. You think there is. Convince yourselves. But it's all a cruel accident. Come now. I speak the truth. A truth you would recognize if you looked up at the night sky. Unbroken emptiness. Cold, dark, and silent. Your world, like every other, is but a blemish upon its perfect fabric. Life is an anomaly, It is unnatural and cannot continue. The sooner you accept this, the easier it will be.
Just to be clear, we're not here to argue with you. We know that life is fleeting, and that in the short time we have it, we're not assured happiness.
Indeed. I've seen far more sorrow in the eyes of many I've met. I myself have plenty of regrets. And one day they'll die with me. Gone to dust with my good deeds and unfulfilled dreams.
But we accept this. That our existence may seem pointless. That sorrow, rage, and despair will always dog our heels. And we press on regardless. That is why Hydaelyn guided us here. In her boundless love for mankind, she has prepared us for this trial, and in her name, we have come for you.
Yes, I sense it. A burning passion like unto fury. I know it well. For the same passion once burned in many a star before yours. Suffocated and extinguished now.
Whew, okay. Oh!
I can't breathe.
You approach the bounds of my ultimatum, where emotions dictate reality, where resignation and acceptance unite to embrace the end, where those who yet valiantly cling to life can thrive.
Roll credits. It's over.
By the Fury.
Wow!
Thancred?
Uh-oh.
Meteion has gone as well. Mayhap he awakened first and gave chase.
Everyone? It appears we are at our destination.
At the edge of creation.
This is Ultima Thule.
Not that we knew what to expect, but I wasn't expecting this. From atmospheric composition to ambient temperatures, all readings are within permissible range. This place is capable of supporting life.
Whoa!
If that's the case, then Thancred may well have gone on ahead. Let's go and have a look. Meanwhile, I want the rest of you to perform a full inspection of the ship, as well as a biological scan.
So it was that the brave wayfarers arrived at last at Dream's End. In following their path walked and history written, I am made keenly aware of one truth. Though the curtains may fall again and again,
So long as others take the stage, ever shall there be more tales to tell.
Wow.
So, let them bring it to a close, I say. Let the curtains fall upon this, the final chapter in the tale of the star.
Is this a zone? There's no way, dude.
Is this a dead star?
As I live and breathe, I live and breathe. Well, the environment itself shouldn't kill us.
Well then, let us search for Thancred while exploring the area. The ship we leave in your care.
Whoa! Is this a zone? This is a zone! This is a zone! This is unreal. I can't guarantee it will be of help in these strange surrounds, but I've readied a provisions note in case of emergency. Of course, if you encounter any real danger here, I expect you to return to the Ragnarok at once. This is a zone. Unfortunately, this place can support life, albeit barely. I suspect given the torpid, stale quality of the air. But never mind that, we must find Thancred. Let's begin our search from the prow of the ship. It seems as good as a direction as any. Try not to stray too far, lest we lose sight of one another. I'm so blown away. Oh god, there's gonna be more eighth occurrence to find. Look at the quest. Strange new world. It's using like the weird ACS and like the Alpha A. Or whatever it is. It's okay, I'm riding my new collector's edition mount. With 6 legs, by the way, which I didn't realize had 6 legs until like way later. Are these ads frozen? Is there ads here? Does this attack me if I go near it? This is a dragon. Whoa. Oh, a stellar dragon. Yeah, he's pretty stellar. He's pretty cool. It's just dragons and stuff. What is this? Ruins. But of what, I wonder? Perhaps we can find something to help us understand the nature of this place. A relic, an inscription, anything. I'm trying to think of like what it would be. It feels like the Empire? Like almost, maybe? Molten structure. It's like a melted. The metallic pillar has been partially melted, likely sometime in the distant past. The damage does not appear to have inflicted deliberately. Rather, it calls to mind the indiscriminate destruction often wrought in the heat of a battle. The world as I used to see it, it feels as though I'm dreaming while awake. This is more than the fate of memory Meteion led us to believe. It also looks like Allegan above us, though. Kind of. Oh, I'm going around wide berth, real wide. Leave me alone. Yeah. Astinian. There's dragons everywhere, bro. I thought this hill might afford a better view of our surroundings. A poor decision in hindsight. Besides the light from the ship, all is shrouded in darkness. If Thancred is here, I'd never know it. From what I can tell, we are near the edge of an island, if you can call it that, surrounded by floating debris. Yes. This appears to be an island with floating debris. Yes. Is this a half mecha dragon? Whoa, this is a hunt! Oxreya. Ooh, that's a cool looking dragon. I can't believe this is a zone. This is real. Were you able to find anything? As I feared, and still no trace of Thancred. There's nothing but emptiness as far as the eye can see, which unfortunately isn't very far. Though I can't help but suspect that someone or something is here, leaving me with feelings of death and anguish. think I might see something over there. I felt it too when I was near that thing. They're dragons. Does no one else see the dragons? What are you talking about? There's nothing there. Whoa. I just fought one. What do you think I was slashing around? I was slashing around at something invisible to them. Before we jump to any conclusions, perhaps we should search elsewhere. Agreed. We found only more questions when we are in desperate need of answers. There's a fair stretch of terrain from the ship's starboard we've yet to explore. Let us try searching there then. Gob, a word before we join the others. Does he see the dragons? No doubt your bond with Midgard Sommer and mine with Nidhogg is what allows us to perceive them. Could these apparitions be related to the dragons that now live on Aetheris? Bah! Better to leave such conjecture to the others. In any case, we must be careful. We may soon find dragons they can see as well. Death and anguish. What happened to them, I wonder? They're still very alive. What are you talking about? This is an aetheryte? You could attune to it. Whoa, look at the other dragons! Whoa! I can see those ones.
Here.
What you see is a memory of a world that once was.
Meteion.
A world suffering a slow death, whose denizens cried out for the release of oblivion.
What? Their world is dead?
It is. Not a single life remains upon that husk floating in the vast emptiness. These creatures are shadow and shade, perpetuated only to suffuse dynamis with their unending lamentations.
Our friend Thancred. Where is he?
Great question. I would ask the same.
A strange question. He is at your side, is he not? Oh yes. He is here and there, and everywhere within this space. He would tell you himself if he had form to form words.
Uh-oh.
Huh. Such loathing and uncertainty. You don't know why you still exist. In like manner to the oblivion I send, I tried to drown out your ether with dynamis. Beginning with this Thancred, who came at me despite being unable to breathe. Such a simple thing, unmaking men. In the blinking of an eye, he was gone. Didn't even have the chance to be transformed. Yet somehow, he managed to leave a slither of himself behind. What you call the heart? Or perhaps the soul. In his final moment, he cried out from it. A single word. Survive. That wish proved stronger than the despair that ruled here. It overpowered it, causing this space to be remade.
Whoa!
Into a place you can perceive, and where life can endure. That you draw breath is proof that his soul lives on. For how long, however, remains to be seen.
Well then, we should hurry and tend to business.
No, that's a bad idea! Okay. I thought she was gonna delete Estinian too.
It's futile. You will never reach the true me. I told you. Emotions dictate reality in this space. Such changes as you might work will not alter its nature. You may see, but you cannot touch. Walk, but not advance.
Meteion holds too much sway here. How do we contend with a foe who can unmake us on a whim?
Yeah, I mean...
I do not know. But Thancred gave his life that we might come this far. We must press on.
There's no way he's dead.
Agreed. We cannot turn tail here. Not without something to show for our comrade's sacrifice.
I am of disbelief that he is dead. Because there's no way they would just poof Thancred like that. Like, it's Thancred, right? Like, I'm gonna touch the crystal real quick, because if Rhea Tara. Ooh! Look at this. Full alow. Thou art unlike others. This place ill befits thee. Do not tarry long. Who are you? The telling of my tale alters not its course. If thou knowest my brethren once ruled these skies, will our kingdom return? Should I boast that I was first among our hunters? Will the comrades I failed live again? Nay, once I lived, and now I await the coming oblivion. Nothing more. Home Nosk. Beyond that distant veil, paradise lost. So glorious. So beautiful. We were a proud and noble race, strength embodied. We knew only love before they came. Metal monstrosities of black and silver, no bonds of blood do they share, nor conviction do they have to guide them. Crushing defeat, never had we known such a shame. Stilled now are the winds, though none could fill these wings burdened by ignominy. We fly no more, only sink into oblivion. Waifesk! Thou wouldst bid me speak. Folly. I observed the lesson of stone. I shall not fly, nor speak, nor roar, only watch, and wait, and end. When one sight yet stirreth my blood, tempteth me to raise my voice in lamentation. No, the cradle of unsunned dragons. No words, no songs are possessed of the weight to describe such tragedy. Go, if that be thy will, I shall remain. Vitra said father was driven from their ancestral home by war and strife. This, then, is the fate of those who remained. Let's have a look around. Maybe these eggs have more to tell what happened here. Gingerly lifting a large egg from this vicious mire, you peer inside and see a formless mass soaking in a pool of embryonic fluid. Your stomach turns as you return the egg to its resting place. If the dragonite was indeed hatched, there's no sign of it here, or its sire, for that matter. We should look for them. You start with the cliff tops, and I'll search the plains. Umbral wind is the weather that's happening here. Wow. Level cheater, what the hell is this doing here? Okay, alright, well then. It is dark here. Drop in, smack the lip. Bereaved dragon, who's attacking it? I'm good. So much chocobo here. He came along for the trip too. Imagine if I died. It would have been so ridiculous. It would have been pain. One more. There you go. All right, bereaved dragon looking onto the cosmos. Everything all right? I thought I heard a dragon or something resembling one. Ah, I see what happened here. Was that your child? Perhaps. Some eggs within Omnal are indeed mine. If life within one did quicken, the beast thou hast slain may be of my blood. Yet, I do not recognize it. twisted and malformed as it is. Not a dragon in truth, but a reminder of our failure, a testament to our shame. Explain. They descended from the heavens, cold, heartless machines, and with them rode war and death. But with fire and fury, rage and rancor, we gave answer. 'Twas a long and bloody battle, but only the beginning. Untold chaos and destruction swept over the star. In the end, the invaders were victorious. Yet, when they looked upon their prize, they deemed it unfit for requisition. We were abandoned to our ruin. The survivors sought to put away their shame, to rebuild, a futile effort. In purest soil replete with ether did we once cultivate our nesting grounds, but our lands were barren and any eggs nurtured in such desolation were fated to rot. What few survived to hatch emerge as abominations. We shall have no new progeny. But there are dragons among you capable of journeying to other stars. That there are. Many would make the attempt, each bearing a clutch of eggs. The richest stars were home to the harshest rulers, and the arrival of dragons incited contests for supremacy. When the fires faded, the wars lost and won. They too were reduced to ash and waste. 'Tis the curse of those who seek life, to be drawn into conflict, to conquer or be conquered. A vicious cycle we choose not to break. We tire of conflict, of everything. We wait now in sweet, merciful silence, free from strife and suffering, still as stone. Wait! You claim your kind is doomed, but there is another star. Whoa. They want only to brood in silence, to be left alone with their grief until time itself comes to an end. The sole reward for senseless bloodshed, a pain I understand and wish that I did not. What fools we were. But now is the time for such thoughts. The others will want to hear what we've learned. Come. Yo! Were you able to establish any meaningful contact with the dragons? I see. They wish to escape what they perceive to be a cycle of conflict. Thank you, Gob, Estinian. As for our part, I believe we are more acutely aware of our confines than before. We started by traversing the perimeter of the island to see if there might be a path leading off of it. Sadly, there was nothing to be found. There's no small amount of debris floating about. Could there be enough to serve as a bridge to lead us elsewhere? I consider that, and so I tried throwing a stone onto a potential platform to judge its integrity, but it never reached its mark. As it crossed an invisible threshold just beyond the boundaries of this island, it vanished, only to reappear above me and fall at my feet. I would not be too quick to presume that we see outside this space as it appears to be. Which is why I returned to the Ragnarok and asked the Loprites to search for a potential path. However, the ship's instruments failed to provide conclusive data on the surrounding area. Until we know more, I think it's too risky to attempt flying to another island. Well, Meteion told us before that emotions dictate reality here. Might be the key, but I'm not entirely sure what emotion might manifest a bridge to lead us to safety. So what you're saying is, we found no way. At present, if it is indeed emotion that governs this island, perhaps it is not Meteion's, but the dragons that hold us here. They tire of conflict and have chosen a path of oblivion to escape it. Or rather, they have chosen no path at all, meaning there's no way for the dragons or anyone here on this island to advance. If that is the case, what recourse do we have? They're not like to be persuaded to help us. Their reasoning is built on a history of turmoil and strife. Without irrefutable proof, the future is not as bleak as they believe it to be. Mayhap persuasion is not the answer. Meteion meant to unmake us then and there on the Ragnarok, and she would have succeeded if not Thancred's determination. She conceded it was strong enough to overpower the despair that otherwise rules Ultima Thule, and reshape it to a degree. Perhaps it can be done again in a like manner, by overpowering the prevailing emotions. 'Twas Ultima Thule's architect, Meteion's herself, against whom Thancred did pit himself in a clash of wills. Though I marked no leader among them, as such, I did chance to encounter a dragon possessed of despair, far more potent than most. Potent enough, mayhap, to dictate the course of the others, and thus their domain to follow. He spoke but few words, carefully chosen, their tone and timbre alone threatening to rend my heart in twain, challenging his desire to remain may allow us to alter the island upon which we stand. Alas, I fear my vaunted rhetoric availed me not against his calcifying heart, but mayhap one of you will fare better. Then I shall guide thee. I'll end, they call him, in the dragon tongue, though wilt find him nearby, eyes fixed upon the water. Sinium seems pretty determined because they're dragons, which is good. I'll end.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in melancholy.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this.
Waiting to die like all the others, are you?
Aye, our pride is crushed and our souls corrupted. The winds are stilled and the heavens offer no comfort. There is nothing left for our kind. Our long lives a curse as we await the end. Still as stone we shall become.
So you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all.
He knows!
They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind.
I should be reading this. And so on the last of my pride as a dragon, I break free of this wheel. I renounce conflict, exile myself from the other, never again to be touched by the flames of hatred.
Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him. Only then can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy. This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life. There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity. And after everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us. Meteion! Stay back! ocean that bars our way. The rest is up to you.
No! Not Estinian too!
Oh my god.
There's a wind.
He's opened the way for us. Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did. Oh, Alphino. Come. Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.
There's no way they're gone, right? There's no, they're... No. Wind confluence. Look there, the wind. This is Estinian's doing, I'm sure of it. We should ride its flow and see where it leads. Whoa. Whoa. Wind confluence is definitely an easy way to deal with those. A powerful gale has delivered you to another island. The other island should arrive before long. He did it. He found a way for us, forward for us. The dragons remain trapped within a prison of their own making, lamenting the horrors of war. Yet Estinian knew them better than most. He was a man of honor and a dear friend, willing to fight to the very end for what he believed was right. And he's still fighting Alphino, just like Thancred. That's what I'm saying! Their sacrifices are why we survive here, why we still have a chance to stop her. Even in spirit, they're unwilling to give in to despair. We mustn't either. Alize is right. We must press on, for their sake. They're not gone. There's no way they're not gone. They're not gone. There's no way. Again, in absolute disbelief, cannot accept that. Alphino has regained his composure and da-da-da. As he stolen Yalize said, we must continue. Notice the change in our surroundings. Perhaps this is the memory of an altogether different world. Twould be prudent to learn more of it, then. Tread carefully, lest we lose our footing in the sand. A different world. This looks like it could be Allegan, kind of. Almost, maybe? Were it not for the violet crystal embedded in its surface, 'twould appear as an ordinary stone. A curious script hath been etched upon them. Alas, it is not a language within which I am familiar with. I cannot say I recognize it either. Nor I. The dragons, from what I recall, preserve their knowledge in song and eschew the written word entirely, so we may assume this is the work of another race, one we have yet to encounter. Meteion claimed the dragons' world suffered a slow death, seeking the release of oblivion. What life we find here, like as not, doth wend its way towards a similar end. What do you suppose that is over there? I'm not sure. It's hard to make out at this distance, but its surface seems to bear some crystals as this monument. You can't put a giant spiraling tower in the middle of everything and expect me not to go do something about it. Might mess around a little bit. Might go walk up the twisting, turning tower. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, there's an aether in here. Yeah, nice. All right, I'm gonna break my legs. Ghostly figure. This is like an earthbound creature. Hail, travelers. This is a most unexpected occurrence. Oh, hello there. Is this your home? Indeed it is. Forgive me. I had forgotten. An exchange of introductions is expected when first meeting those with whom is unacquainted. Uh-oh. It's a party trick. When the vibration of vocal folds was still required to convey our thoughts and intention. Yeah, I believe was the pronunciation used when referring to our people. Though it is not entirely applicable given our present state, you are welcome to use this application. As for nomenclature to address my individual person, I believe it would be pronounced Kopkuj. Yes, Kopkuj of the ear. We've encountered beings that communicate intermittently through thought, but never one that is wholly without voice. I presume we are having this conversation via the medium of ether or dynamis, as the space is suffused with the vast quantities of it. Fascinating in either case. I gather your response to my presence is positive then. That is well, for there is something I wish to ask of you. Like yourselves, we are ether-based life forms. Therefore, it may be surmised that your bodies are comparable biological composition to those we once possessed. I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perception of the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. In total, I have prepared 198,712,180,127. That's rather a lot, isn't it? My apologies. I have omitted a great many details necessary to understand the nature of my request. Though we dispensed with our corporeal forms long ago, we have rediscovered a need for the flesh and have endeavored to recreate our erstwhile forms. However, all pertinent records have been lost due to the passage of time. Take, for example, the nervous system. It is well within our power to recreate, but we have no frame of reference for sensations once experienced by our people, which may compromise our ability to interact with our physical environment. And the reason you need to regain corporeal forms, why? To bring an end to our existence, of course. Jesus Christ. Okay. Though need is perhaps a too strong a word, it would be a simple matter to unmake ourselves through use of etheric exsanguinators. But such a death seems inadequate. The traditionalists among us believe proper death requires an inescapable sense of impermanence in one's final moments, an experience found only with bodies of flesh. We should very much like to hear more of your plans. In exchange, we will answer any questions you have to the best of our ability. Such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Very well. To ensure efficacious exchange, I hereby invite you to our home, the abode of Ie, where we traditionalists prepare for our demise. I presume your consent to answer questions is indicative of a tacit approval of our plans, in which case your cooperation is greatly appreciated. I must caution you, however, to be mindful of the wandering the desert. Their desire for bodies of flesh could be described as overzealous. Now, if you would follow me, it would literally kill to have a body. This is going rather smoothly, not that I'm complaining, mind. Even so, we mustn't forget that their aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. Though I fail to see why a civilization so seemingly advanced would choose to unmake all they have created. At any rate, we will find no answers dallying here. Let us be on our way. They did the thing. They're like, we're good. Good to pass, but now we want to pass as we once would as living beings. So weird. What if this is what I saw over here? Whoa! Meteion. Damn, really just a bunch of earthbound creatures over here. I guess we are in space amongst whatever. I had no luck, but everyone else fared well enough. Quite a few, yeah, have awakened. And there they are. May I introduce you to Lalak, Dudek, and need. It has been too long, Kufkuj. I dare say Saturn IV has since completed an orbit. Indeed, until the travelers brought it to my attention, I hadn't noticed how unraveled some had become. Travelers? Ah, of course. The ones who wish to know why we seek to regain corporeal forms. The truth of the matter is as plain to see as the neighboring systems, but my single account would fail to satisfy the requirement for scientific objectivity, thus did I bid them awaken you. Me too. Am I the only one who struggles to tell who is speaking? Nay, thou art not. In the absence of corporeal forms, the divergence they afford, mayhap such similarity in voice is unavoidable. By the way, Kufkuj, have you already observed the requisite custom for the travelers? That which one is expected to do when receiving guests, a matter of proper form? They knock their heads off to say hello. Ah, yes, so long has it been, and it completely escaped my mind and still does. What was it again? Can't seem to remember. Oh, Jesus. Neither do I. Pity. I was hoping you would. Perhaps we can search the archives for the answer. Come, new need. The archives have long been frozen, lest we subject ourselves to the further dollar. Ah, of course, food. Food is custom to serve. Beings of flesh such as they must regularly replenish their ether. By contributing to their replenishment, we communicate our friendly intention. I'll eat some food. That's right. We duly invite you to join us at the communal repast, after which we may engage in leisurely conversation. If we have a chance to learn something, then I see no reason to decline. We're gonna eat some food with these boys. Or, you know, aliens. Excellent. If you would care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest ether. The facility is where they replenish our ether. There's no particular name for it, but we traditionally sometimes use the word restaurant. Now then, if you'd like to take your place with your comrades, the space will soon be awash with the purest ether. Please absorb as much as you'd like. You brace yourself again, but again, nothing seems to happen. Just as I had suspected, as meticulously as one might recreate Ea's home, this is the home world, this is Ultima Thule. One cannot simply generate ether here. As recreations, our friends are oblivious to this fact, to the very truth of their existence, much like the phantoms of the recreated Amrot. However appearances may seem, we must ever be mindful that this is the memories of the dead with whom we deal. So do you have your fill of ether? Yes. Alas, we couldn't absorb it. A deficiency in our forms, it would seem. Oh, how very unfortunate. May I ask you how you normally replenish your ether? Through your mouths, you say? How very primitive and quaint. To think that their mouths serve not only to expel sound, but draw in sustenance besides. Such life forms have long since vanished from our systems. Though we regrettably could not partake of your magnificent feast, rest assured we feel your welcome most keenly. In the course of acquainting ourselves with your sophisticated ways, however, we could not fail but wonder, wherefore do you wish to obtain vessels of flesh, and thence to vanish? Will you not favor us with an explanation? You flesh and blood beings are always so hasty. It does have its charm, however. Very well, we shall indulge you. In the beginning, when the EA possessed corporeal bodies, our ancestors dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge and technological advancement. By transcending all limitations, we believed would eliminate sorrow and abide in true happiness. From the tangible such as land to the intangible such as labor, there exist myriad hindrances to progress, but the most confining one of all was the flesh itself. Our natural lifespan was distressingly middling, you see, too short to enjoy unhurried lives, yet too long to be considered disposable. Furthermore, to simply maintain the integrity of our bodies demanded considerable resources. But we managed to solve this problem. After long years, we discovered how to become non-corporeal entities with everlasting lives, untroubled by the failures of the flesh. Thus changed, we had more time and freedom to continue our scientific pursuits. We went on to make even greater strides in our quest to transcend all limitations, until we finally decided to challenge the last of them all, the limit of knowledge. That is to say, deciphering the laws of creation. We sought to discover how the universe came into being and explain all extant phenomena, and thence predict the future. If we could but achieve this, we believed we would be free from uncertainty and anxiety. And did you find the answers you sought? Yes, we did. Our efforts revealed to us a fundamental truth. Knowledge of said truth is essential for the continuation of our conversation. If you would learn more, we will share it with you. No, we mustn't. Primitive as they are, it would be unspeakably cruel to deprive them of their ignorance. They are possessed of corporeal forms. Their lives readily ended. As those who have gone before, it is not our duty to warn them. What thinkest thou? We have deliberated and come to a consensus. If you are resolved to know, we will disclose to you the truth we discovered, the truth of the universe. Seek us the stone pillars that just outside of the bounds of the abode, a place of Iligea. As we have established, here in Ultima Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are recreated in their twilight days. Yet one question doth arise in my mind. So faithfully formed are the simulacra, they believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? Meteion made contact with them while they still live. Probably. Maybe? Of course. She might have visited the stars of the dragons and EA before either race perished in their entirety. Thus could she make their emotions in her own, and with them will create more faithful simulacra than had she relied on any historical account. So too did I theorize, and upon that assumption consider how these two races may have met their demise. According to thine own tale, Meteion perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own, a heightened sense of empathy intrinsic to her nature as an entelechy. In the course of her starfaring journey, if she encountered beings who strongly desired a sensation of their existence, she would be powerless before that desire, even as possesses the power to grant it, the power of Dynamis. 'Tis my supposition that, overwhelmed by their longing for death, Meteion did unleash Dynamis and usher the dragons and the Yea into their doom. Of course, such was not always their outcome. Full many stars did she find already lost to ruin. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourselves this. In the place where you stand, whose is the soul that yearneth most desperately for oblivion? Why do you tell us this now? Neither again would I betray your trust. This pledge I did make to my comrades, and bringing thee into my confidence, I would remain true to my word. As for thee, let us consider it my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored for the Crystal Exarch. What? I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side, full knowing that we were bound for thy demise. I ask now that thou returnest the favor and abide in faith as I fulfill mine own destiny. If you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? 'Tis indelicate of me, I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Yet even if I must needs to go to such lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I have found within. Yeah! The answer to the question, at what moment might I stand strongest? After all that we've been through, I will say only this. Do what you must. Do what you must and see your conviction through. I shall, my friend. I shall. Without further ado then, let us go join our comrades. Let us be off to Iligea. Urianger. I don't know if it's an admission of he wants to die, rather that he maybe doesn't believe that mankind is everlasting. Again, I am going to say that like this is quite shocking for me to process because I'm like, it's your friends, like, and they can't just be deleted here in this zone. There's no way. There's no way. After like everything, I'm interested to hear their voice.
Very well. Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not.
Wow, okay. Call me stupid.
We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Deneb III. As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand. Having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated. Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies. Eventually, all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter into an eternal ice age. In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it. Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost. No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir. Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators.
Etheric exsanguinators, that's the word. Phew, a mouthful.
Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls. Though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture. Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish. If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
So that's your story. While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, It is yours, and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension. And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the air. But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
Y'shtola, no! You mustn't!
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words. Nay, 'tis when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow. The universe may end, and all may be for naught, but I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge, and no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I suppose it is only to be expected. The feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all. But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you, and we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
And listen well. Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it. Azim's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back.
That's what I'm saying!
But
I knew it!
For it would mean losing our way forward.
Oh,
this
man!
I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic. We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on, and do not look back.
I shall join thee. As subterfuge is not required, thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Urianger.
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret. In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey.
Oh my god!
And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
They're both going?
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
Whoa! Whoa!
What's this? An extinguished civilization. Rekindled.
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
There. That's where you'll find me.
Is that another star?
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death. But even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow. And eventually they are reborn, alive again, to know suffering anew. True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born. This is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Aetheris. To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. That dead sun. Attain it if you can, before your friends' emotions fade away, along with their protection.
Damn! That's all I have to say. This is insane. Are you all ready to continue on? Then let's make for where that light shone. Y'shtola and Urianger have opened the way for us. Yes, I can feel it. The ether emanating from the arcane pattern. This is a portal and no mistake. Let's see where it leads. It's a bad idea. Portal of wisdom.